Hi everyone. Um, it's nice to see you or be here with you. It's been a few weeks. I've been really just trying to focus on regaining my strength and continuing to heal. I've had to self isolate and missed a few family functions and will miss a few more. I did get my surgery date. I know some of you already know, but those of you who we don't communicate one on one, which feel free to message me anytime you want or you have questions. I did get my surgery date. It is May the 14th. So 3 weeks. 3 weeks from tomorrow. Thursday. It's Wednesday now. So excited, but a little trepidatious with all the things that come with that particular surgery. So, looking forward to breathing better because my breathing is noticeably worse, especially after having the flu and all the other crud I had a few weeks ago in February and first part of March. So, but today I wanted, let me take these off. I wanted to talk to you about hair. And I know you're thinking of all the stuff she could be talking about. Why is she focusing on hair? Well, there's a couple of reasons. I've been dealing with it the last couple of weeks. And then just randomly or inadvertently, a couple of different TBMers who I talk to, my TBM friends, have brought up their hair and the issues that they have now with their hair. So I thought, you know what, this is a good time to talk about it. I've been letting mine grow so I can easily pull it up in a ponytail after my surgery. I've also determined to let it go natural, which will be naturally white, especially right here, because it's just too much of a pain to get it to hold color. And the reason for that is because of the medication, primarily for me, prednisone and steroids. Lots of people on other medications also have hair issues. So I just thought it'd be a good day to talk about it. So if you didn't know, or if you haven't experienced hair changes, then hopefully you won't. Or if you didn't know about it, hopefully you won't have to experience it. But let's see, I've been dealing with this since 2016. So I've had a lot of steroid use through those 10 years. And my hair has changed noticeably. And it's a lot more coarse and dry and thinner. And it is worse after coming off of prolonged steroid use. So how do we deal with that? And why is it important? I think it's important because hair says so much. It is part of who we are. And it speaks to who we are. You know, you get to choose what you want to do with it, whether you want to wear it curly. Mine is naturally this way. Pull it back in a ponytail, which mine is most of the time. Wear it short, wear it mohawk, have it pink, blue, and purple, go gray, whatever it is. Wear a buzz cut if you're a guy, or have dreadlocks. Whatever it is, it's your choice because it's your hair. And for a lot of us, our identity is wrapped up in our hair. Another TBM patient the other day had been in the skilled nursing facility recovering for quite a while, and her hair had gotten longer than it had been in a while. And she mentioned she got to go home, and one of the first things she did was got a haircut because she's like, even though it wasn't long at all, she wore it short and spiky, and she's like, I needed the sassy back. And I'm like, the sassy suits you so much. So even a fresh haircut makes you feel good. And I know that I've had to cut my hair off completely short in a short pixie because it's been so damaged and dry from prolonged steroid use. My hair has fallen out almost completely right after COVID. It started about 3 months after COVID. It had already been thinning. But my hair started just falling out. And I was like, holy shnikes, what is going on? And I just happened to thought, well, maybe it's COVID? And sure enough, because I had it early on in early 2020, by then, at that point, about a third of patients were reporting losing their hair. And for me, and a lot of them also said the same thing, it was traumatic. For me, it was more traumatic than the COVID itself because I just deal with this every day. I have breathing issues every day. So I was like, oh, I can't. Okay, so I can't breathe again today. It's just what it is. But I can't imagine how scary it is for those of people who experienced respiratory issues for the first time with COVID and didn't know how to deal with it, didn't know what to do. It is very scary. But for me, losing my hair, and it got so thin I had to wear a scarf. I had it pretty much cut in a buzz cut, and worked diligently to get it to come back. So I'm going to share some of the things I did and hope that they help you if you're experiencing hair loss, because I think that is quite common, or not uncommon, for people on prolonged steroids or other medications that may impact their hair. So there are lots of things that you can do. In fact, I have brought show and tell. I have a whole basket full of hair products. Yes, they all belong to me. But caveat, my mom is a hairdresser or retired hairdresser. So a lot of this stuff, she's like, oh, here, try this or try that. So it's not all out-of-pocket expenses for me. But let's start back when I lost my hair. Getting it to grow back took an effort. It was a lot of effort and trial and error. There are supplements that you can take for hair growth stimulation. There are some over-the-counter medications. My mom got me some medication that the state board of hairdressers, State Supply, they highly, highly recommended and said it was much better than over-the-counter stuff. It was more pure and more natural, but it was also very expensive. So, but I do feel like it started the rejuvenation and the regrowth. I also took Bioxin, and I used some Bioxin oil, which I have here. Biotin, not Bioxin, Biotin. You rub this on your scalp and you massage it in. I kind of laughed or joked that the stimulation of just massaging it into your scalp probably did a lot to help stimulate, but I do think that this helped. There are biotin shampoos, conditioners. I think biotin is the supplement too that you can take. But this helped, and it also helped put some moisture back into the hair as it regrew, because the texture was completely different. It was still curly, but it was way more coarse. It had always been fine and coarse, but it was probably more coarse. It was way more coarse, and it still is. So this was this, and I also used some shampoo. This helped a lot. I had some conditioner too. I think I gave the conditioner to my niece, but these two things and the conditioner, along with the supplements, I think really started the regrowth process and got it going, and it made a huge difference in how I felt. I was happy to get my hair growing back. And mind you, I'm someone who will let my hair grow out and cut it off in a pixie, let it grow out, cut it off in a pixie. So it wasn't that it was short, it just was not there. That was the traumatic part. So if you're experiencing hair loss, try some of these things. And it doesn't have to be these brands. In fact, I think I got these both, I believe, at Burlington. So they don't have to be real expensive either. These were not very expensive at all. I think this was $5 and this was about the same. So if your hair is falling out, don't fear. I mean, it is going to be traumatic for you for a bit, but you can get it to grow back. Next, let's talk about the coarseness and trying to get in the dryness. The dryness tends to be pretty bad after prolonged steroid use or other medications. And this is something I've battled with for years now. And I will tell you, not to be prideful or boastful, I always had the prettiest hair. I always had pretty hair up until TBM and steroids. And now it's just not anywhere what it used to be. I still have decent days, but here's another biotin. This is what I currently use every day or every couple days. Again, this is just a spray, and you just spray it on, and it has helped. This part up here was really thin, and I do have new growth and always some fuzzy new growth along the edging. This I do, it's a leave-in. Wash your hair and spray this in before you dry it or put in any other hair products on. Just, again, spray it on your scalp, massage it a little bit, and it's not greasy or oily. But it does help. So what do you do? How do you reinsert hydration? There are lots of hydrating shampoos out there and conditioners. There are some that are very, very expensive, and some that I've used that I've gotten at Walmart or, again, Burlington, or somewhere like that. It is a trial and error, and it really depends on your hair. My favorite is Infusium. It is you have to get it from your hairdresser, or, if your mom is a hairdresser, get it from your mom. That tends to be one of the Christmas presents, a whole bundle of it, that it will last me through the year. But there are also other things for damage control. I like this. And again, I'm not being paid by any of these. These are just things I've tried. This is anti-snap. Again, there are other end products that help with the ends and the split ends and the breakage that we have because it's so dry and brittle. This is one I've used for years. I don't really use it every day, but when my hair is worse, I will use it every day. It's just a little bit, rub it on the tips, and leave it in. I also use, I do use a lot of deep conditioners. Again, lots of them out there. The one I like the best I get at Walmart, and it's the keratin. It's in the little package. So it has keratin in it, and I think that might even be the name of it. But there's also, I just started using Cantu products not a couple months ago. I had been reading about what's best for curly hair to make it softer and not so frizzy, and consistently, no matter what I was reading, Cantu products were in the top 10 all over, and some of them they were in the top 5. And again, you can get it at Walmart. It's nothing that has to be super expensive. But this I just discovered while I was in the hospital. I was ordering some things to have delivered at Walmart. Isn't that fantastic? You can do your grocery shopping and have it delivered to you. So if they don't have the snacks you like, do a Walmart run. But this is a leave-in conditioner, so you just put it on. I usually put it on after I've put on the styling products, which I use a cream. I like the cream or a mousse. And then I put this on last. I just feel like the styling products, and again, I don't have any proof of this, the styling products take hold better. Again, that's probably all in my mind, but I do this last. And it is a leave-in, so you just leave it in. Some days I use more than others. So lately I've been using quite a bit because I feel like my hair is extra dry right now. I also, speaking of deep conditioning, I discovered this at the Dollar Tree, in with the African American hair products. And that's another great place to look for products for hydrating and remoisturizing deep care products, because they tend to have, dry hair too, and they have a lot of different hair issues that, white folks don't have, but their products tend to be very good. And this Dollar Tree, and I love it. It's a tea tree oil. You don't need very much of it. A little goes a long way. So unless I'm not going anywhere or I want to do a deeper condition, then I'll use more. But if I know I'm going to be running errands or out and about, I either won't use this or I use it the night before. If I use it the night before, then my hair is pretty soft and silky for the next day without looking oily. So again, $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. I also, you guys are probably like, what the heck? My mom loves Sexy Hair, all their products. I do like this. This is another deep conditioner. I do it once a week, twice a week, along with, depending on the week. I make deep condition my hair 2 or 3 times. So sometimes I'll use the keratin package. This I'll use in the shower. I'll put it on right when I get in the shower and leave it on 5-10 minutes, whatever, and then rinse it off and wash and shampoo my hair with the other products. So deep conditioning and oils are going to be your best route of getting moisture back into your hair. Other products, again, this is Matrix Miracle Spray. I love this. I use it every day. I think, again, it's just an multitasking treatment, again, for dry hair, smoothing out frizzy hair. It's a protectant from heat protectant. So I use this, let's see, daily, almost every day. I use these products, the leave-in conditioner and a styling, whichever. I have several different, the Cantu products, I have those, and I have several different things my mom has given me over the years, so I just kind of rotate. And I think that is also another trick that I do. I don't use the same shampoo every day. In fact, I have now started shampooing my hair every 2 to 3 days. It is that dry, and it can take that, and it's really good for your hair, to not wash it every day and put it through the whole process of styling and whatever else you do to it. So try not to wash your hair every day. If you can get by with it, every 2 to 3 days is good. Sometimes I forget. I'm like, how long has it been since I washed my hair? And that's because now I can go that long. If you don't like the look, or you think it gets greasy, there is dry shampoo. Again, you can get that anywhere. You're going to like some better than others. So again, it's what works for your hair. But I'm not a big proponent of dry shampoos. I don't know, I just never liked them. But my nieces use them constantly. They love them, and they have their favorites that they both, and I don't think either one use the same. This is another leave-in protecting spray. So I use it too pretty regularly. I guess I probably do switch between these two. I like both of them, so I can't tell you. This is Joico. This is Matrix. Both you'd have to get from your hairdresser or a Ulta or someplace like that sells, the higher priced items, higher end. I'm not going to even say higher end, because like I said, there are fabulous over the counter products that you can get at Walmart or wherever you buy your hair stuff. The other thing I do use when styling, I do use some, again, I will start with a cream. This is a moisturizing defrizzing cream. I just discovered this line, Olaplex. And I do really like, so far all I've used is this stuff. I have number 8 and number 6. This is a moisturizing mask. Number 6 works more. I use that more every day than this. Also, I do put oil. Again, just lightly. I don't like those oil slick looking hair, but I will run this lightly, put it on my hands and just kind of rub it, especially on the ends. Again, for a little softer, defrizzy look. Oops. So, and again, it doesn't have to be. I like the oh, did I take it? Oh, this is the one I really use the most, the Marrakesh. This is in my travel bag because it's little. Again, I think you can get this at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, whatever. This is the one I use every day, primarily because it's the one my mom keeps throwing at me or giving to me. So there are benefits to having a hairdresser as your mom. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is plumping your hair up if it's thin. I discovered these little powders. They are a dream come true. I don't like the feel of the texturizing gels or the leave-in sticky texturizing things that you could put on your hair, especially if you have shorter hair and you want it spiky or whatever. I always needed my roots up to be propped up a little bit. Again, people who meet me and have not touched my hair think I have a head full of hair. And then if they ever have to touch my hair, they're like, "Where's all your hair?" I'm like, I've never had super thick hair, but it's even worse now. But this is a powder. I have several different, again, trial and error. Um, the one I like the best I got at Walmart. It's in a purple tube. But it is just a powder. And you just kind of put it on your fingertips. It doesn't take much. And you put it on your scalp. And especially right here, because I hate when my hair falls into my face. So it holds, it'll actually hold. It doesn't feel stiff. It doesn't, but it is enough. I don't know what's in it, but it gives your roots enough oomph that it looks thicker and fuller, and it holds it. So I don't have to use near as much hairspray to keep it out of my face. That's really why I use the hairspray. It's just to keep it from falling into my eyes or hanging in my face. Again, this is Sexy Hair. There are several different kinds out there. Again, the one I like the best, and it is in my travel bag, is in a purple container, and I got it at Walmart. I think it was in kind of with the Moroccan oils, the Moroccan oil shampoos and conditioners in that kind of area. So, going on 30 minutes talking about hair. Oh my goodness. But it's important. And I don't think it's vain to feel sad or upset that your hair has changed or your hair's fallen out or whatever it is, because our hair, like it or not, it is part of our identity. And you may say, oh, I don't really care about my hair, blah, blah, blah. If the truth be told, you do. You do a little bit at least, because you do something every day to it. Whether it is just pulling in a ponytail, putting a hat on, whatever. Our hair is part of our identity. And this disease steals enough of our identity, steals enough of our identity, of our life and how we live. So then when it works its way to our hair, you're like, really? You couldn't leave me one thing. So I felt it was important to talk about. Again, several people just randomly mentioned issues that they were having with their hair, and I thought, I've got so many hair products that I've tried through over the years. I've had all these issues, so I just wanted to share some of the things that I've done. There are also, I've never tried these, and I did just Google. There are specialty shampoos for cancer patients, because chemo does kind of the same thing that prednisone does, only on a much probably quicker basis. You know, people's hair falls out, it dries up, it comes back textured. A lot of people will have stick straight hair, have chemotherapy, lose their hair, and it will come back curly. It is just a crazy, crazy thing our hair is. But if you just Google hair products for cancer patients, there were several out there. There were several recommendations, a couple different cancer support sites, or that talks about cancer issues for cancer patients. They talk about hair products and hair care, which I feel like a lot of that could apply to us as well. So if you're interested, just Google that and see if there's anything you think it might work for you. One last thing it did mention, and I've had several friends tell me they do this and they love it. I tried it, I didn't like it. Is sleeping on a silk or satin pillowcase. The fibers are soft, so they're a lot less damaging than like a cotton or linen or microfiber or whatever it is your sheets are. I'm a sheet snob, so I have cotton percale sheets, so they're pretty soft. But I tried the satin. It was silk satin, or satin silk. I think it was a satin silk. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but might be something for you to try. So anyway, thank you for paying attention to me talk about hair. And no, it's okay if you're upset by the changes in your hair, and don't feel like it's vain, because it's not. It is an important part of who we are, and we want it to be how we want it, plain and simple. And there are things that we can do to help it maybe not get back to the point it was before steroids and medications, but at least to get it to a point that you can live with and hopefully come to terms with and be happy with. So again, thank you for listening to me, and thank you for all the support and the kind words from all my other videos. I do have several more planned. I just want to do some more research so I can get things right for you. And be looking for those in the coming days or weeks. So I hope to get at least 2 more done before my surgery. So anyway, I will see you soon. Have a great day.